Hello and welcome to FunBikes TV. My name is James and today we're going to build a 1600 watt Chaos scooter. However, the assembly process is exactly the same for the 1000 watt version. When receiving your item, cut the banding and open the box up. Once you've opened your box, you'll find there is a polystyrene layer at the top which contains various parts. Remove it from the box. You'll find your manual, which also has your seat clamp, fuses and the tyre adapter. The lower section of your seat post, the upper section of your seat post, your maintenance toolkit. You will now need to remove the scooter from the box. Once you've removed the scooter from the box, you will find that the seat and the charger are in the polystyrene section underneath the scooter. Now I've removed the bike from the box, we're ready to start the assembly process. The first thing we need to do is carefully raise the bars up. These are sprung loaded, so please be careful when raising them for the first time. We now need to attach our handlebars. Loosen off the bolts and the clamps using a 6 Allen key and then attach them to the top of the stem. They can be quite tight to fit on there and sometimes you will need some lube to help to slide them on. When you push them down so the top of the key barrel is just appearing above the top of the handlebar clamp, they're in the correct position. You then need to align them to make sure they are pointing in the same direction as the front wheel. Once you are happy with this, fully tighten the handlebar clamps up. We're now ready to attach the front light bracket and light to the scooter. Carefully cut the cable tie and then remove the packaging from the light. Using the 5 Allen key, undo the 2 bolts in the stem to allow you to fit the light bracket. Once you've removed the bolts, align the light bracket with the bolt holes and reattach the bolts through them, making sure that the light is square to the stem. Once you've fitted the light bracket, make sure that the bolts attaching the light to the light bracket are tight and also the casing bolts on the light. We are now ready to level off our brake levers. Using a 5 Allen key, loosen off the brake lever on one side and angle it down slightly. This will give you a more comfortable riding position for your levers when riding the scooter. Repeat the process on the opposite side, looking across the handlebars to make sure that both levers are level with each other. Make sure that your bar pad mounting brackets are tight using the 5 Allen key. We're now going to fully nut and bolt check the front end of the vehicle. Using a 6 Allen key and a 13 spanner and a 5 Allen key and 10 spanner, you can tighten all the bolts at the front of the vehicle apart from the front wheel axle, which will need an 8 Allen key and a 17 spanner. Once you have tightened everything, apply stud lock to the end of all the threads. We're now going to make sure that the deck is tight using a 5 Allen key on all 4 bolts. Apply a small quantity of salt to the end of the threads on the hinge bracket. We're now going to attach the fuse to the vehicle. Remove one of the fuses from your bag containing the manual. Open the deck and locate the fuse holder, which is tucked just in front of the battery bag. Open this up and insert your fuse. When you put the fuse in, it will spark. Make sure the fuse is fully inserted into the holder, then replace the cover and tuck the wires neatly back in front of the battery bag. At the same time, check the 5 Allen key bolt located underneath the deck that holds a protective panel in front of the control box. We're now going to attach our seat post. Take the lower section of the seat post and use a 5 Allen key to make sure the bolts are tight. Insert this into the frame. And then take your seat and a 13 spanner and your inner seat post. Insert the top half of the seat post into the seat clamp and then tighten both sides equally. At this point, don't tighten them fully as you will need to set the angle of the seat. To do this, slide the seat post into the lower section of the clamp and then adjust the angle accordingly on the seat clamp. Once you're happy with the angle, fully tighten the seat post clamp up. Apply a small quantity of stud lock to the end of the threads on the seat bracket. Taking your seat post clamp, loosen it off and then attach it to the bike. You will see there is a small lip on one side of the seat post clamp that needs to sit on top of the seat post. There is a minimum insertion line on the seat post. It needs to be inserted far enough so that is not visible. Align your seat so it's in a straight line with the front wheel and then clamp the seat up fully. Using the 5 Allen key, we're going to check all the Allen key bolts on the rear of the scooter. And then using an 8 Allen key and 17 spanner, we're going to check the rear axle is tight and the rear swing arm is tight. Apply a small quantity of stud lock to the end of the threads. We're now ready to charge our scooter. Remove your charger from the packaging and untangle all the cables. Plug your charger into the scooter. When you do this, you'll see that the charger turns to green. Then once you plug the charger into the mains and turn it on, this light will turn to red. For the first charge on this scooter, leave it on charge for 12 hours before use. And that's how you build your new vehicle. I hope you found this guide useful. Now let the fun begin.